lovely souls, and thank you for tuning in with me today. If you're new here, my name is Ziya, and if you're a fellow and returning subscriber, thank you for your continued love and support. I appreciate you all for being here with me, and as always, I'm sending you all lots of love. If you like the vibe, feel free to subscribe. So today we are going to be checking out what is going to be going on for you guys for the next 6 months. And because I do want this to be a timeless reading, I'm not going to specify the months. I'm just going to break it down into 2-month increments. So the way that this is going to work is I'm going to pull a tarot card and 2 oracle cards for each 2-month increments. So month 1, month 2 will have a tarot card and 2 oracle cards. Month 3 and 4, we'll have a tarot card and 2 oracle cards, and month 5 and 6 will have a tarot card and 2 oracle cards, okay? So keep that in mind, and I will go over this again in the piles, just because a lot of people do tend to skip the intros. But yeah, so in front of you, you have 3 piles, okay? We have the first pile is going to be your wound is probably not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility with this Milky quartz. Pile 2, we have you are not your situation with this piece of Sodalite. In pile 3, we have in order to love who you are, you can't hate the experiences that shaped you with this Larimar crystal. I don't know why there was such a long pause right there. So if you need more time, feel free to pause this video. Otherwise, whenever you guys are ready, go ahead and check out the timestamps, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, my lovely pile 1s. If you chose your wound is probably not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility, as well as the healing quartz, as well as this Milky quartz. This is going to be your reading. So obviously we are doing a lot of healing in the next 6 months based off of the card that you guys were drawn to. And specifically, I feel like this has got a lot to do with the love area of your life. This is going to revolve around self-love, platonic love, familial love, romantic love, okay? Anything that has to do with love, I do feel like you are going to be seeing a lot of progress, a lot of beautiful, positive movement forward. Now, this doesn't mean that there isn't going to be healing happening in other areas. I just feel like that's going to be the most prominent area where you will see the most growth within the next 6 months. And I do also want to say, like, pink tulips could be significant for this pile, just because I was seeing a pink tulip. And that's where I was kind of getting that, like, the area of love is where you're going to be seeing the most growth. But that could also just be a symbol or a synchronicity for somebody here. So I just want to put that out there. So we are going to save the back of this card for the end of the reading, because there is a message on the back as well. But the way that this reading is going to work is we're going to break this 6 months down into 2-month increments. So month 1 and month 2 will have a tarot card plus 2 oracle cards. Month 3 and 4 will have a tarot card plus 2 oracle cards, and month 5 and 6 will have a tarot card plus 2 oracle cards, okay? So that is the way that this reading is going to be broken down, so that way we can try to sum up 6 months within the next 20 to 30 minutes, okay? So I did already pre-shuffle your guys' cards because I was going to try to do the shuffling on camera, but it was taking way too long. So we're going to start with the first month. We have repairing the veil with forgiveness with number 45 on there. And we have the 9 of Wands in reverse. And we also have the runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy and listening to ego. Okay, so for the first 2 months, I am seeing and feeling an energy of feeling a little bit defeated. For a lot of you guys, it's not that you're not making progress. It's more energetic progress. So we're not seeing physical results because everything is happening energetically. This is more something that you have to trust. You know what I mean? Trust that the healing that you're doing, the progress that you're making is pushing you toward a new, better version of yourself. You know, just because you're not seeing this physically, you're not seeing the results physically yet, does not mean that this is not happening. To me, this card, the repairing the veil, always gives me the vibe of like DNA activations. It gives me the vibe of healing at a cellular level. Okay. I don't know how else to explain how that card always makes me feel when I see it, but I do very strongly feel like you guys are doing some very deep healing, like reprogramming who you are. And because of this, this is quite literally changing the structure of your DNA. Okay. You're not going to see this physically. This is going to be something that you feel before you actually see. And some of you guys might not be seeing or feeling that yet because, like I said, this is happening at an energetic level. This is something that you just more so have to trust is happening for you guys. And I do see, because of the feelings that you are feeling in the moment, some of you guys could be running away from any form of intimacy, any form of love. You're just not ready for it yet, and that is completely fine. Okay, like, does not mean that there is anything wrong with you. You guys just need more time than maybe most people do because you have been through so much, you know, and you're releasing and healing a lot. So there's a need to be more patient with yourself. There's a need to be more focused on yourself as well right now. Doesn't mean that you don't have time for friendships or connection, things like this. It's just right now you might be feeling that pull to like maybe go into hermit mode a little bit more than normal because that is what's going to be good for your soul, to help you recharge and to recenter your energy without any distractions. You know what I mean? You guys could also be feeling a lot of triggers within the first and second month because you guys are working through so many things. You could just feel like you're either a walking trigger for other people or people are triggering you a lot more than normal. You guys could be feeling a lot more irritable, a lot more frightened, fearful, you know, things like this, maybe more anxiety or depression. You guys are being triggered at these levels because this is something that your soul needs you to feel in order for you to finally let this go so you can move forward. You know, this is not to punish you or to make you hurt or feel this type of pain or whatever. This is really for your healing, okay? And I do see with this card that you guys were drawn to that you guys are starting to take responsibility for your healing. And this comes with it, okay? There's going to be a lot of feelings that are very uncomfortable to feel during your healing process, like disgust, depression, regret, remorse, you know, but these are all for your better, I can't think of like the word that I'm trying to say. It's for the better good of yourself, okay? I don't know why I kept wanting to say for your better judgment, because that is not what I was trying to say, but that was the only thing that was coming to mind. It's for your better good, okay? Apologies for that. But I do also want to just take note that this runner is going to be running into the next 3 and 4 months. Okay. So like, it's like you guys are moving very quickly. After the first and second month, you move very quickly into what's to come. Okay. And we're going to jump into that because I did see the cards already and I do like to see the progression. Okay. You guys are definitely making a lot of progress. It doesn't feel like it in the first couple months, but you will start to see a little bit more of this, or feel this, I guess I should say. So we're going to get the next couple months down. We have for month 3 and 4, a tidy house, clarity, and organization. with the Knight of Cups. And we have the Phoenix, new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, and changed mind. Okay, and this is what I was meaning. Like, the runner is running right into this Phoenix energy, full force. Okay, so it's like the first 2 months you don't feel much progress or see much progress, but then month 3 and 4 is when you really start to feel it. You know, before you start to see this physically manifesting in your life, all this progress that you've made, these changes that you've tried to incorporate into your life, you start to feel this in month 3 and 4, the shift that's happening in your energy. With this Phoenix card being here, I do feel very strongly that you guys are in one of the most transformative periods that you will go through in your life, okay? Not to say you're not going to have more of those, because we have a lot of Phoenix moments in our life, but to me, the Phoenix definitely represents like a high level of transformation. And with this, a tidy house, clarity, and organization, this to me is more so like, it could be you physically cleaning your house out, finally letting go of a lot of things in the third and fourth month that may be linked to certain energies that you're no longer wanting to have in your life anymore. But I do feel like this is more like your internal house. Like, you guys are starting to release so much stuff that things are starting to become clear. You start to have more space for yourself. And I do feel like you guys are going to have a better, what's the word I'm looking for? You guys are going to have a better sense of self-awareness after you guys go through these energies and sort through them. Your self-awareness is going to be very heightened, okay? It's kind of hard to have self-awareness sometimes when our energy is so chaotic, you know what I mean? But because you guys have finally like reached this level where you have the clarity that you need, you're able to finally like see things for what it really is, you know? I don't know how else to say it. And with the Knight of Cups being here, I feel like this is you developing that sense of self-love, and also like maybe romanticizing your life a little bit more. We're no longer living in that like fearful mindset, or being consumed by our depression and our anxiety, or guilt and remorse and disgust and all these other things that come with our healing process, like I was talking about in the first 2 months. You guys are finally able to like have a more loving perspective about these things. And I do feel like this is going to push you towards a deeper sense of self-love as well, which is going to reflect into all the other areas of love. And that's where Spirit was really showing me too, before I started even pulling cards, like there's going to be a lot of growth in the love era of your life. Okay, so just expect like this deep sense of appreciation to come in the third and fourth months, because it will be there. Okay, it's not just going to be all this heavy energies that you're going through. This is also going to be a lot of beautiful, loving, positive energies too, especially once you get through the first 2 months. Okay, so just give yourself some time and be gentle with yourself. You're going through a lot, okay? And it's normal to feel defeated, and it's normal to feel exhausted when you're doing energy work. I'm just going to say that right now, because energy work takes a lot of energy, right? You're doing a lot of shadow work in this time. So just make sure that you are trying to balance that out with some light work, you know, doing things that bring you joy, that make you feel good, whether that's working out, getting outside and grounding yourself, drinking a cup of tea, doing a face care or skincare routine, whatever, hair care, like whatever makes you feel good, okay? Dancing, singing, writing, drawing, coloring, things like this will help kind of bring that balance back, so that way you don't get too consumed by the darkness. It is very easy to get consumed by that shit and to fall into like a depression hole, you know? It takes a lot of work to try to keep yourself in that middle ground when you're dealing with so much. So just make sure that you're putting that effort in because it will pay off, and you will definitely see a big difference, especially in the 3rd and 4th month. So we're going to jump in with month 5 and 6, and we have the 60th card of this deck with Watchers, and it says transpersonal. We have the Chariot. And we also have Girl Talk with time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, and having fun. You see what I mean, though? Like, the progression is, wow, it's amazing. So you go from having all this, like, heavy energy, just feeling really depleted, maybe feeling a little negative, pessimistic, things like this, because that's what happens when we're tired and when we're exhausted and when we're dealing with so much. We start to get a little pessimistic sometimes. That optimism dies a little bit with all of the exhaustion. And then you start to, like, shift your mindset. You start to feel differently. You start to see things differently. And then it's like you're just fully embracing it and you're having fun with it by the end of the 6 months. And I just love to see the progression. Like, it just makes me feel good for you guys, because I do feel like this is, you know, this is a job well done, okay? You deserve this. Just know that you deserve this shit, baby. But yeah, with this Watcher's Transpersonal card, I do want to pull the book on this, because I really love the way that they put this into words, and I feel like I can't ever relay the message the way that they do. So let me just pull this up real quick. It says, serendipity, the observer, witness, transpersonal. When watchers appear, it is an invitation to stop doing, pause, get off the treadmill, and take a deep breath. Find the witness within, the one who can observe the fire and fury happening around you, but is not caught in any of the drama. The time is right to step back. If you have a thought or opinion, keep it to yourself. If you have a feeling that needs to be expressed, do it in the shower. Do not engage with action happening around you. Simply observe. Watchers show up to direct your attention to the horizon and away from the anthill in front of you. Others might think you are simply doing nothing, but let them know you are helping the sun to set in the evening sky. There are bigger things to attend to. You have spent such a long time trying to connect the course of events and the actions of others. Let it be for a short while as you become the observer rather than the doer. The observers invite you to break free from the linear, casual pace of the petty day-to-day, rise to the divine coincidence, to serendipity, and notice how the act of seeing the heart of the matter produces results. Things happen without you doing anything. Creation unfolds in its own mysterious way, requiring only a sacred witness. Okay, so I just love this, because this to me is you really just doing your own thing, right? Like, you're not in the midst of any drama. You've reached a level of consciousness that no longer requires you to be validated by anybody else, to be consumed by negative energy or anything like that. Like, that's no longer fun to you. You know what I mean? What is fun to you is having your own peace and being in your own energy and, you know, letting people figure it out for themselves. You know, that shit is interesting. It's interesting to watch people overcome certain things. You can learn a lot from other people, you know. And I feel like that's kind of the era that you guys are stepping into by the end of the 6 months, is you guys are just kind of taking a step back, you know. I'm not going to try to interfere with other people's healing. I'm not going to try to tell people how to handle their shit or how to be a certain way, or, you know, you can give people tools, but you can't make people do the work. And I feel like that's something that you guys come to realization with. And because you guys realize that you're able to take a step back confidently and feel good about that decision. You don't feel guilty about it. You know what I mean? So it's like in the beginning, you're feeling all this guilt, all this like heaviness, and then it turns into you just finally feeling free, you know. And we got the Chariot. And the Chariot here is all about triumphant, positive movement forward, right? You guys have done so much work in the 6 months. You guys are finally free to just do whatever the fuck you want to do. You know what I mean? Which is amazing. And we also, the Chariot card is linked to the number 7. And 7 is all about spiritual awareness, higher consciousness, the connection that we have to the spiritual realm. So I do feel like over the next 6 months, your connection to spirit, source, God, the creator, your higher self is all going to be at an all-time high by the end of the 6 months. You're going to feel so centered in your own being. It's going to feel amazing for you guys. And I'm honestly really excited for you because, like I said, this has been a long time coming. It's been a long journey for a lot of you guys, and you've dealt with a lot. And to see this much progress happen in only 6 months is amazing. It's amazing. And you know why this happened? Because you finally said, fuck it, I'm going to take accountability of my own life. And when you did that, when you decided to make that decision, you opened up a door of unlimited possibilities. And I'm honestly super excited for you guys. I almost feel like I could cry. But yeah, I do feel like over the next 6 months, by month 5 and 6, you will be able to have more time, or you'll feel more like centered in your own energy where you can be around other people and not feel like you're taking on other people's shit. You know what I mean? It's like you develop very good energetic boundaries, maybe even, setting some physical boundaries with people. And that has helped you feel safe enough to be around other people and to feel like this is not draining for you. You know what I mean? Like I said, in the first and second month, and maybe even the third and fourth month, you might feel more like introverted, more hermit mode, wanting to be by yourself, but in month 5 and 6, it's like you're ready to come back out and show people how you've transformed, and people are going to be like, oh my God, you're like a different person, because you are. Okay, not in a negative way. It's just you're different in your own energy. Like I said, the type of healing that you're doing is quite literally reconstructing your DNA, right? So kudos to you and good job, because this takes a lot of it takes bravery, and it takes a lot of discipline doing this type of work, right? That's something that people don't realize unless they do this type of work themselves, is how much really goes into making sure that you come out of the other side of this, because some people go in and never come out, and that's the sad truth about doing spiritual work and having these sometimes horrible experiences in life, is some people just never come back from that. They let it consume them. So I'm very happy and proud of you guys for continuing to push through, and because of that, you come out of the other side like a brand new person with such a beautiful, shiny energy. Like, so we're going to read the last card that we put to the side. It says, you'll never be free of the people who harmed you until you take full responsibility for your own healing. No matter what family you were born into, what body you got stuck in, or the weird shit that has happened to you along the way. This is your life and no one else's. Be tender with the parts of you that hurt and the parts of you that are struggling. Take ownership of your whole beautiful dented pieced together self. If you blame someone for who you are, you give them ownership of you. That sucks wet shit. Oh my gosh, I can't with these cards. That sucks wet shit, doesn't it? Focus on what you can do right now to be your very own badass healer. Bam. So definitely just take back control. Take your power. Don't let somebody else be the dictator of your life, by giving them power over you. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. I hope this reading resonated with you guys, and I hope it gives you a positive outlook on the next 6 months and something good to look forward to. Definitely feel free to give this a like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button so you don't miss when I upload, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Please take care of yourself and be kind to yourself. Hello, Pile 2. If you chose the You Are Not Your Situation, as well as this piece of Sodalite, this is going to be your reading. So the way that this reading is going to work is I'm going to break down the next 6 months into 2-month increments. So we're going to have a tarot card plus 2 oracle cards for month 1 and 2, a tarot card and 2 oracle cards for 3 and 4, and so on and so forth, okay? And the reason I'm doing this and I'm not being specific about the months is because I do want this to be a timeless reading. So whenever it finds you, okay? The next 6 months ahead of that. So when I was tapping into your guys' energy, especially with the card that you were drawn to, I am feeling very strongly like over the next 6 months, your perception is going to shift tremendously, okay? The way that you view your situation, that you view people, everything is going to be from a more purified perception, okay? It's not going to be surrounded by distortion and projection. It's going to be clear. Everything is going to become very clear. And I was also seeing almost like a bullseye, like your eye is on the prize. It's like you guys are focused on bigger and better things. You're not really focused on the drama, the bullshit, the negativity. And I do feel that very strongly. Doesn't mean it won't try to follow you into the next 6 months because, temptation is always around the corner. But it does feel to me that you guys are more focused on bigger and better things, So let's jump in with your cards and see what we have for the first 2 months. This is going to be representing month 1 and 2. We have the Whale Song with number 61. It says resonating. We have, let me move this up a little bit, actually. There we go. We have the Page of Swords. And we have seduction with attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third party, interference. Okay, so like I said, it ain't like they won't follow you into the next 6 months. There's temptation or drama, situations that could put you in a uncomfortable situation. But it does to me feel like you guys are more set on focusing on learning new things, ways to develop in your intellectual side. I do feel like you guys are going to be on this journey of self-development, self-awareness, really trying to feed your soul and your mind positive things, okay? Things that are going to make you feel good, okay? And I do feel like you guys are also like testing the waters in a lot of different things to see what resonates with you. You're on this new journey and you're trying to figure out who you are now because you've transformed so much. It's like, now I need to figure out what resonates with me now because what used to doesn't. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that vibe. And the best thing I can always recommend is just dipping your toe in every little pond you can, okay? Maybe you weren't into art before, but maybe you all of a sudden have this interest in like wood carving or something. You know what I mean? Like it could be something like that. Try it out. You might be really good at it, See what resonates with you. Maybe you were never really into like the health shit before, like working out and changing your diet, things like that. But all of a sudden you're starting to feel that pull, that interest. Just try out different things that can not only like stimulate your mind, but maybe even stimulate your body, might be really good for you guys, because I do feel like you guys do tend to have like a more overactive mind, and that's why you guys are looking for things that are going to stimulate your intellectual side in your mind, is because you guys have a very active mind and imagination. I do sometimes think of the Page of Swords as somebody who is very imaginative. It makes me think of a little kid. You know how little kids have such great fucking imaginations? Like, that's kind of the vibe that it's giving, is maybe you guys are going to be tapping more into your inner child in month 1 and 2. Really trying to see how far you can go. Okay, pushing some boundaries a little bit. You know, kids like to do that too. No. But yeah, I do feel like there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be kind of like tempting to you. Not even just necessarily negative things. You know, we got seduction here. We can look at it as like a negative thing, but I'm looking at it more as like a positive thing. Like, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be like calling out to you, things that are going to be piquing your interest. There could be a lot of like, you know, third party interferences as far as like maybe spirit putting certain things in your mind, or trying to draw your attention towards certain things, because there is going to be something there that's going to be activating for you. You know what I mean? It's going to activate that stimuli. But yeah, that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting for the first and second month, is like you guys are just kind of exploring, trying new avenues, you know, trying new things, really looking to just expand. Not even just like within your own self-awareness, but your consciousness and your horizons. Like, you just want to try new things. It's kind of what it feels like for the first and second month. Like, I'm just trying to experience more that this life has to offer, because there's so much here. You know, like, a lot of us get wrapped up in our everyday life, and we just get really comfortable, and we stop growing or expanding or seeking those opportunities for growth and expansion. And I feel like you guys are just like, you're just on a journey. We're all on a journey, but you're really on a journey. Like, you're seeking it out, okay? And I love that. You're not waiting for shit to happen for you or to you. You're going out and pursuing these things. So for the third and fourth month, we have Fortune's Wheel with luck and right timing with number 23. I love that. We have the Hierophant. Okay. Which is number 5. So you got 5 here. If we reduce 23 down, numerology math going on right now. 2 plus 3 equals 5, right? So we got 5 here, which is all about change. And we got keys on a ring. Many options, decisions, unconventional, string along, one night stand. I'm not really looking at like the string along and one night stand thing. I mean, some of y'all could be, you know, exploring other people as well. And, you know, good for you, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm more so looking at this as like your spirit, your soul is something that is very unconventional. You're somebody who's very unpredictable. You don't really like a lot of, you know, routine, or I don't know. It kind of feels like you're more out of the box. I know we got the Hierophant here upright, which sometimes can signify somebody who's very traditional, somebody who's very like by the book, you know. But to me, this is giving me the vibe of the Hierophant in reverse, like somebody who's unconventional, somebody who lives their life by the seam of their pants a little bit, you know, like you just kind of go with the flow. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting, because the Fortune's Wheel is making me think of the Wheel of Fortune, which is also very unpredictable energy, you know. This is somebody who's very adaptable, somebody who likes change. And I do feel like you guys definitely are going to be seeing a lot of 5s, probably in the third and fourth month, just representing like all of the change that is happening in you, within you, like within, around you. Okay, like and I do feel like there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you that are going to open up too. Like, there's going to be a lot of being at the right place at the right time type of vibes, you know. especially with this luck and right timing. It does feel like, you know, like I said, spirit could be like that third party interference, kind of redirecting you certain places, because that's where you're supposed to be in order to have like some amazing opportunity open up for you guys that is going to bring you down another path where it's going to be like, you know what I mean? Another opportunity for you to have like some amazing growth, or an opportunity for you to be able to explore something, like maybe travel. I am picking up traveling energy too. So you guys could be definitely traveling within the first, second, third, fourth month. You guys could be on a journey, just like hitting new places, seeing new things, trying new foods, you know, trying new hobbies, creating new habits, which is beautiful. I love that for you guys. It's like you guys aren't really just staying still, like I said, or waiting for something to happen to you. You guys are really taking action and taking responsibility of your own life, and you guys are making shit happen for yourself. And that is really exciting. Um, yeah, I just feel like there's going to be a lot of decisions for you to make. There's going to be a lot of doors that are open for you in the third and fourth month. Some of you guys might need to take a little bit of a step back, you know, and like try to see what would benefit you more and where you're trying to go, you know, in order to make the right decision for yourself. But I do feel like regardless, there's going to be a lot of amazing opportunities for you, to really grow and expand in your own energy, and to really like take yourself to the next level. That's really exciting. I just love this. And I do feel like spirit has a lot, has their hands in this a lot. It's like you guys, some of us kind of, I mean, we all have free will regardless of if we choose a path where destiny is going to play like a big part in our life or not. We still have free will to, like, you know, make our own decisions from there. But I do feel like destiny, like you guys chose destiny to have a big hand in your life in this incarnation. And there's just like certain points in your life where things just like it says, luck and right timing, like things just fucking happen for you. Like you're in the right place at the right time, you meet the right fucking person, or just like randomly some money will fall into your lap or something. It's like source, God, the creator, your spirit guides, whatever you want to call it, is looking out for you every time. It's just like, thank you. I needed that so I could do this. I needed this so I could do that. You know, it's really giving, it's giving lucky star. I don't know. We got, for the 5th and 6th month, we got Dust Devil with moving out of stagnation with number 15. We have the Star card. And we have Coffin. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, and transition. I feel like in the 5th and 6th month, you guys, it almost feels like you guys are no longer like bound to something that could have been keeping you kind of stagnant. This could be a person or a job or whatever it is, okay? A house. It's like whatever you guys are trying to move away from because you feel like there's no more growth happening there, you guys are finally liberated from that in the 5th and 6th month. And I don't feel like that's really stopped you so much anyways, because like I said, I see like a lot of like traveling and movement and growth and evolution happening within the first 4 months. It just seems like there could be more if you weren't being like bound to this contract or stuck to this lease or whatever it is. It's like in the next 6 months, something finally comes to an end. You're finally liberated from that situation that could have been holding you back. For a lot of you guys, I do feel like, because the 15th card in tarot is the Devil card, and it's funny because it says Dust Devil on it, right? The Devil card can talk about like being bound to something or someone, an addiction. This can be a contract, like I said. This can be your codependencies, things like that. It's like you guys are finally getting rid of these things. I don't know. I'm almost like seeing like a dust bunny, like you sucking up a dust bunny. It's like, bye-bye, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, no longer am I tied to you. No longer do I feel trapped by you. This could even be a mindset or like a lifestyle that you were stuck in for a while that you were having a hard time freeing yourself from. You're no longer bound to that. I see this being something that was very healing for you. With the star card here, it really helped you see the brighter side of things. It brought that hope and that optimism back, that everything is possible and anything is possible, right? And I truly feel like you're going to see that over the next 6 months, how capable you are and how the universe works in mysterious ways. You know what I mean? You're not allowing your situations to keep you trapped or stuck at all. Like I said, you're not waiting for something to happen to you. You're making it happen for you. Okay? And because of that, the universe is giving you or granting you some sort of wish that you've had for quite some time. And this is going to revolve around something that has tried to keep you stagnant. I don't feel like you've really been stagnant. Like I said, we see a lot of movement and stuff. But it's tried to keep you stagnant, you know? You're finally free. That's all I can say is you're finally free in the next in the next 6 months. You're free from something. A wish has come true. Something that you prayed and hoped for is finally manifesting for you guys. And I'm honestly really excited to see what that is. So if, you know, in the next 6 months after watching this, you hit that 6-month point and you think of me, please feel free to come back and write a little comment and let me know what that manifestation is or what it is that you're being freed from, because I'm curious. Okay, I'm nosy. But yeah, I do see a lot of really beautiful energy. If we do reduce 15 down, this reduces to a 6. Okay. And 6 is all about love. It's about unconditional love. It's about acceptance. Okay. So I feel like this situation that happened that was trying to keep you stagnant has only brought you closer to love. Like, you tried. It's only brought you closer to freedom. It's like you tried, but try again. You gotta try harder than that, bud. To hold me down. God damn it. You guys are a free spirit. We got the star card here that's linked to Aquarius energy. You guys are definitely a free spirit. You move to the beat of your own drum, okay? Don't ever let nobody hold you back or let your situation make you feel like that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Things can change at any point in time, and you're going to see that a lot throughout the next 6 months, how shit just magically transforms and changes, and doors and opportunities open up for you in beautiful ways, okay? So now we're going to read our last card, and it says, you are not your situation card. It says, one of the keys to becoming spiritual as fuck is to define who you are by something deeper inside yourself and further outside of yourself than the world can touch. You are someone even if you're not your financial situation, your job, your relationship, or even your body. Find out who that person is and you'll be unfuckwithable. Hint, you'll probably have to do some soul searching. Yeah. So that could be like where a lot of this journeying is coming from, is because you're, like I said, trying to find what resonates with you, trying to see who you are now. You know, you've transformed a lot. Now it's time to figure out, what do you resonate with? Who are you? You are not anything but your soul. You know what I mean? Like, you're not your addiction. You're not your relationship. You're not your job. You're not your material or monetary situation, right? So just keep that in mind. Like, you are so much more than, like it says, your situation. And you're meant to experience a lot more in this life. And I do feel like in the next 6 months, you are going to see so much transforming in front of your eyes. It's going to be amazing. So I think I'm going to leave that here. I hope this reading resonated with you guys, and I hope it gives you something positive to look forward to in the next 6 months, definitely feel free to give this a like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button so you don't miss when I upload. And I hope to see you guys in my next one. Take care of yourself. Hello, pile 3. If you chose the in order to love who you are, you cannot hate the experiences that shaped you, as well as this piece of Larimar, this is going to be your reading. So the way that this reading is going to work is I'm going to break down the next 6 months into 2-month increments, okay? So for month 1 and 2, I'm going to have a tarot card plus 2 oracle cards. For month 3 and 4, it's going to be a tarot card plus 2 oracle cards, and so on and so forth, okay? And the reason I'm doing it in that way instead of being specific about months is because I want this to be a timeless reading. So whenever this finds you, the next 6 months from that point on, okay? So now that we went over how this reading is going to work, when I was tapping into your guys' energy, I was feeling like you guys are going to have a lot of opportunities to see yourself in a new light, okay? So you're going to be given certain circumstances, people that are going to be mirroring a lot of different things that you have going on within yourself back to you. These are going to be positive and negative things, okay? So that way you can work on things that you don't like and gain a new perspective through that, okay? And so you can also appreciate the things that you do like, you know. You come across somebody who's very kind and sweet. They're mirroring a part of you back to you. You know, you like the way that person is. Like that more about yourself. Be thankful and grateful and appreciative for that part of yourself as well, you know. And if you come across somebody that treats you poorly, is not being very nice to you, do some introspection and see where are you being like that towards yourself or other people, because that is something that needs to be worked on. If you don't like it, only you have the power to fix it, you know. And that's where Spirit is giving you these opportunities, is because there is a lot of, I mean, we're all always growing and changing, right? And that has been a theme in the last 2 piles, is like a lot of change and growth and things like this. It's to be expected. If there's anything that is constant, it is change, okay? But I do feel like in order to have these changes, we have to be able to see what needs to be changed, right? We can't change something that we're not aware of. So you're going to be gaining a new sense of awareness, a new perspective. You're going to be able to see things from a new light, to see yourself from a new light. It's going to be amazing and very transformative for you guys. I feel like I was going to say something else, but I can't remember what I was going to say, and that's why there was a little bit of a pause. So I'm just going to leave it at that, and we're going to jump in with the cards. I am going to put this over here because this card has a message on the back that I'm going to read at the end, okay? So for the first 2 months, we have Me Talks with number 39. It says repairing the body, mind, and the spirit. We have the Emperor. And we have Mirror. Mirroring each other's self-image. Relationships reflect our wounds and introspection. Which is exactly what I was just talking about. So for the first 2 months, especially, you're going to be seeing a lot of things being mirrored back to you. So that way you can now have the power to change or accept that, or whatever it is that you need to do in order to evolve or integrate this into your life, right? With this Emperor card being here, this is giving me the vibe of somebody who is feeling powerful in their energy, feeling empowered, okay? The Emperor is somebody who has a lot of power. And I feel like you're stepping into that role in your life, and you're really like owning it. You know what I mean? It's like you are definitely sitting on your throne and you are basking in the energy. You're not like using your power in a negative way where you're like manipulating other people or anything like that. It's more so like you taking control of your own life and finally stepping into the role that you were always that you've always had inside of you. You know what I mean? You're finally stepping into it, though. Um, and I feel like also with the Emperor card, it's just you feeling strong as well. Like you're finally strong enough to like face these different parts of yourself and not become discouraged, or and it's not that you haven't been strong before. It's just like sometimes when we're going through certain things, we're just too vulnerable to like face it, or we're just too wounded to face it. You know what I mean? It's like you guys are in a good place in your energy, so you guys can like face the bull head on, you know? You can look the darkness in the face and not let it consume you. Um, so yeah, I do feel like there is going to be a lot of introspection here, though. We do also have me talks, which I always think of this card as somebody who is taking time for themselves to like purge and cleanse and to reconnect and rebalance with themselves in all aspects, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally, right? You guys are giving yourself time and space to really become one with who you are. And I do also want to take note that one of the bottom cards for this deck is Root Girl with the disowned self. And that really, I feel like, is like the overall energy for the next 6 months, is you really taking ownership of the parts of yourself that people have deemed bad or negative. Maybe you've deemed them as bad or negative, that you've kind of like shoved away. You're starting to reclaim these parts of yourself and give them the love and attention that they need in order to be integrated in a healthy way. You know, these are all parts of you, and these are parts of you that make you who you are, and they make you strong. And the more we suppress these things, the weaker we become, right? So I feel like you're really like your perspective on that is shifted and you're able to see that for what it really is. And because of that, you're um, really able to just take accountability and just accept every aspect of who you are, and it's making you stronger. And I love that. So for the first couple months, it's going to be like kind of a lot of like shadow work in a sense, but it's not, I don't know. I don't know how to explain how I'm feeling. It's not shadow work where you're going to be just like depressed or miserable for the first couple months. This feels like something that is very empowering for you. Some of you guys could be like shadow workers, so you're very comfortable doing shadow work, right? Where some people, they don't like doing shadow work. They're very uncomfortable with their shadow self. They're very uncomfortable with darkness. They just want to see everything as light, and that's just not reality. You know what I mean? So I think you guys could also be somebody who is very comfortable being in the darkness. You know how to get yourself out of these situations. You know, this isn't your first rodeo. You guys are very evolved souls. So I do feel like this is going to be a time for you to really just, I don't know, like show out in a sense. You know, like when you're in your element, you kind of just be like showing out. That's kind of the vibe that's giving, like you're in your element. You know what I mean? This isn't new to you. This isn't something that scares you. This is something that you truly do embrace, and you accept it and you dive right into it. So for the next couple months, 3 and 4, we have Dust Devil with moving out of stagnation with number 15, which is interesting because the last pile had this card, but it was in the last 5 and 6 month. So if you guys felt like that connection to pile 2, maybe there's some messages there for you as well. We have the Moon card. And we have the Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. I'm not even necessarily looking at this as like a relationship with another person. It could be, you know, with the number 15th card here, this could have been like a relationship that was kind of toxic, you know, more like karmic, needed to just teach you some lessons, show you your worth, show you what you're capable of, you know, shit like that. But I'm kind of feeling like this is more so like a relationship with an old version of you, you know, that relationship has ended. And you are now able to like step into who you really are, you know, no longer feeling tied or bound to the past, you know. I am feeling like you guys like are choosing growth. You're not choosing stagnancy. You're not choosing um what's the word I want to say? You're not choosing, I don't know. I can't think of the word right now, so we're just gonna skip that. You're not choosing to stay stuck to the past. Is really what I'm trying to say here. I was trying to think of another word that was on the tip of my tongue, but I just can't get it out right now. So, yeah, you guys are not choosing stagnancy though. I feel like you guys are diving deep within the subconscious and unconscious mind, and you guys are reprogramming yourself so that way you guys can have a not even just a better outlook on life, but so you guys can feel more whole in yourself as well. Like, in order to, you know, make these big integrations, like integrating the disowned parts of yourself and stuff like that, you got to dive deep into it. It's not just gonna happen overnight. It's a process, you know what I mean? And it does take guts and it takes courage to do these things. And I do feel like you guys are really just stepping into that energy of just embracing it for what it is. And I feel like these parts of you are like your friend, you know? Like some people, they're like their own worst enemy. Like we all are, you know what I mean? We're all our own worst enemy. But I feel like you are just really like your best friend. You're your best teacher, you know? And that, I feel like that goes with anybody, but especially your guys' energy. It's just really strong in your energy. Like, I am my own best friend. I am my best teacher. You know what I mean? Like, you can learn a lot from other people, but you can learn so much from yourself. You can learn so much more from yourself. And I feel like you guys have that deeper understanding. You guys could be also feeling like really impacted by the different moon phases. I feel like in the third and fourth month, if there's like any transits that are happening within your moon sign, or yeah, I'm going to say within your moon sign because that's kind of what's coming through. I do feel like you're going to feel that very strongly in the third and fourth month. Yeah, I'm like blanking out right now because I feel like, you know, I ain't got nothing else to say. Like, there's that. Like, we're just going through a lot of transformations, and I feel like you're really just embracing it for what it is. I'm sorry, Pile 3. I'm a little spacey right now. I don't know what's going on because I was not like this with the first two piles. We got dances on one foot with balancing act, and this is for month 5 and 6. And we got the number 9. Some of you guys could just be feeling like, you know, very unpresent. You might have to work a little bit harder over the next 6 months to be present in your own life. You know what I mean? To be present around other people because you're just so like in between different levels of awareness and consciousness. Working through so many different things, you might just have to try a little bit harder to stay grounded. I just wanted to say that just because like it's weird that I feel so like ooh in this pile, and I did not feel like that in the other ones. We have temperance and we have clock. Need time, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal, and progress. So I do feel like in the 5th and 6th month, there is going to be a lot of things that might be going on for you um, that you're trying to kind of like be in that middle ground. You know what I mean? We're trying to keep our center. We're trying to stay balanced. We're trying to balance all these different things out. And the best thing I can say is like, you know, it takes time to come up with something that works, with a routine that works, with um, a not even just a routine, what is the word I'm looking for? Like a schedule that works, you know? So if you have a lot of things that are going on in the 5th and 6th month, just try different like ways of managing your time to see how those different ways like work out for you. You know, you can research different ways of like time management or like scheduling your time, things like that, and see if that works for you instead of just kind of like going by the seam of your pants, you know, just trying to figure it out as you go, because there could be a need to kind of like try to manage your time a little bit better in the 5th and 6th month, because there's going to be a lot going on. I am really feeling that because the Temperance card, she's got like all these hands, they're doing all these different things, and this clock card is just making me feel like there's a lot that's going to be going on. You're going to be doing a lot of shit in the 5th and 6th month, and you're just going to need to take some time to like develop a good schedule to manage your time better, you know, carve out like blocks of time where you're going to focus on this, and then at this time you're going to focus on this, you know, like make sure that you're incorporating self-care in there as well, so that way you don't start to feel bogged down or like neglected. You know, you got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself too. It's like you're trying to hold it all together though. You're trying to do everything all by yourself, and you know that's great, but just make sure you are doing that in a way that is good for you guys, okay? Sorry about that, pile 3. There's always one pile where I either have a bunch of distractions or I just have a harder time channeling for. And that just so happens to be you guys. I apologize about that. So, we were on the last card anyways. I feel like I got the messages out that I needed to from the tarot and the oracle cards that were here. So, let's read your guys' last card. In order to love who you are, you can't hate the experiences that shaped you. Anything truly cool about you was created from the life you've lived. Remember that when you start to wind down the shame spiral, no time is wasted. No love is wasted. No tears are wasted. No breath is wasted. You being you is important, and every single thing that made you is of value. Tell shame to suck it. Sorry, I was having a hard time reading that. Yeah, there is no need to be ashamed of who you were, the life you've lived, the experiences that you've had, because everything makes you who you are, and you are just amazing in your own, okay? And that's what Spirit is going to show you throughout the next 6 months, is how amazing you are, and just some of the things that maybe you can work on to just embrace that light a little bit more, you know what I mean? Like I said, I do feel like there's going to be a lot of shadow work that's going to be happening over the next 6 months. You really moving out of that stagnation, really starting to move towards your full potential and your authenticity. And I'm really excited for you guys. Definitely make sure that you're taking time to take care of yourself, that you're checking in with yourself. And I think it'll be a really good transformative 6 months for you guys. So I'm going to leave this reading here, and I hope this reading resonated with you guys. Again, sorry for the pauses and the choppy channeling here and there, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to go with it. Sending you guys lots of love. If this reading resonated with you, feel free to give this reading a like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button so you don't miss when I upload, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Please take care of yourself.